Hello, this video is to show a small example about how to use Semantic PHI-Base web interface. Now the possibility of registering the platform is disabled and will be enabled soon, but once it will be enabled, the behavior will be the same. So the first thing that we have to do is to log into the web page, and once we are here logged, we are going to see several options. Basically, some of them are related with the system administration, but what we are going to show in this video is how to use the platform. So the first thing that we have to do is to go to this Semantic PHI-Base query that allows to do queries. Normally when we enter, we should not see any information here because that means that we are in a new session, so most of these panels will not be available. But in this case, well, we have this because of several queries that were performed before. In the left side, we have the options that we can manage to create the queries. These are the main options that we have below, but in a future, maybe some other options will be available. What we are going to do is to just create a few queries with very simple examples, but that show the powerful of this system and what can be done with that. So the first thing that we are going to do is make a simple query where we are going to find all the interactions that are available in this database, in this dataset, with a specific host. The host name is in the property, in the label property. So the first thing that we have to do is select this label property and move it, drag and drop to this section of the web page that is the one where all the parameters of the query will be put. So I select and I move it, in this case, to this inter-concept logic operator, or I can move it to the other intra-concept logic operator. We're going to see the difference between both interlogic and intralogic in an example. So the first thing is that we are going to find all the hosts, for example, about a host, all the interactions about a host that is Triticum. So we see that when we are entering the information, we can see all the individuals that match, but that means that we have several individuals with the host Triticum. But if we just select Triticum, I mean, we don't select one of these options, we just write the Triticum text, what we are going to see is all the interactions, in this case, that match with this pattern, and this pattern is that the host is Triticum. So because we don't have any other information, so we don't need just to use the logic operators, it doesn't matter if it's and or. We just go and click on the arrow and it starts performing the search, and here we have all the interactions that have been found where the host is Triticum. Okay, so in this case we have a lot of pages, 431 pages with this information. And well, we have here, for example, we are seeing just these 3 columns, but here we can select more columns. For example, if you want to know, I don't know, maybe the gene name. Well, the gene name in fact is easy to see because it's here, is this last parameter, but we can put it in a column. Or I don't know, maybe we can we want to see the disease name, that, well, again is this gland blotch is the disease name, but we can put it in a column. Let's for example put the in vitro growth parameter. So we can see here the in vitro growth that, well, in most of the cases is no information, it depends the results of the query. So once we select, once we have these results, we can select a specific interaction and visualize it. So for example, we are going to select this one. Okay, and what happens when we select this option is that it opens this tab, results visualization graph, and if we click on this abrir graph, open graph, what is done is that we open a new browser or a new tab in the browser where we can see the, in this case in a tree-form visualization, the content. So basically we have two ways of visualize this. The first way is this one that is focused on a maximum of a depth level of 3 layers about interaction, but here in the full diagram we can see everything. So this is quite good because, for example, if we want to go directly to the, I don't know, the allele, we can click here, and here if we go up we have the information regarding the allele. So it is focused with expanding the information, okay, with more layers or with a higher level, higher depth level. So if we, for example, click on some nodes that have a specific information, like in this case the gene accession, we can see here the node information. Not all the nodes have information like this one, but some of them they have it, like the locus ID or probably the gene name. Yes, we can see here. So basically it's, this node information refers to those individuals or this, in this case these nodes that have a specific information regarding the interaction. Okay, so we can see here all the information that we have about this, in this case, this specific interaction. So if we come back here and we go to the query filter selection, what we are going to do is make a little bit more complex query. So we are going to maintain this host label as triticum, but we are going to introduce a pathogen. So what we want now is all the interactions of this host triticum, but only all the interaction about or with a specific pathogen. So we drag and drop here, and in pathogen what we are going to put is a pathogen that is called Staphylococcus nodorum. Okay, and well, here comes some of the interesting part. So now if we just maintain this disjunction, that will means that it will find all the interactions where the host is triticum or the pathogen is Staphylococcus nodorum. But if we want all the interactions with the host triticum and the pathogen Staphylococcus nodorum, we have to select this conjunction, and if we execute, okay, we can see here that, well, the number of pages is reduced to 10 now, and if we go one by one we will see that all the pathogens are Staphylococcus nodorum. Okay, and then, for example, we can see more information about the, for example, in vitro growth and the genes involved. So okay, we can see that are all, well, in this case the pathogen changed because he is Fausperium nodorum, but is related to Staphylococcus nodorum. So the search retrieved these results because this text is within the description of the pathogen name. So okay, regarding the visualization, again we can select a specific one. Okay, we open the graph and we are going to see this specific interaction. Okay, for example, here we can go to this protocol in disruption and we can see here the node information, or we can go to, I don't know, any part here of the visualization of the interaction. So another query that we're going to do is introduce a third one component. For example, we want all the interactions where the host is triticum, the pathogen is Staphylococcus nodorum, but we also want that the gene, in this case the gene name is MLS1. Okay, that is a specific gene. So if we select execute the consult, we're going to see that now the number of results are just a few, okay, and these are all the interactions that we have in the database that match with this information, okay. And well, okay, and what we are going to do now is just put a new example of using the intra concept and inter concept. So what we are going to do is select a host that will be Arabidopsis thaliana, and what we're going to do is to select two pathogens that are, the first one will be Alternaria brassicicola, and the other one will be Fusarium graminearum. So what we want to do is, okay, give me all the interactions where the host is Arabidopsis thaliana and the pathogen is one of these two options, Alternaria brassicicola or Fusarium graminearum. To do that, what I need is to select in the interconcept logic operator the conjunction, okay, because I want the host Arabidopsis and some pathogens, and in the intraconcept logic operator I need that in the pathogen option I need to select the disjunction, the OR. This query description I have never used before, but we're going to put a query inter, for example, to show later what that means. In this case, the host, it doesn't matter if it's disjunction or conjunction because we only have one host. But in the case of the pathogen, it's important that this is a disjunction because, as I said, what I want is give me all the interactions where the host is Arabidopsis thaliana and the pathogen is Alternaria brassicicola or Fusarium graminearum. So I click on the arrow to get the results, and what I saw is that I'm going to the first page. Okay, all the hosts are Arabidopsis. Okay, and as you can see, all the pathogens are Alternaria brassicicola or Fusarium graminearum, or related with Fusarium graminearum. So that's the explanation of this intra and inter concept part. So just to finish, I want to show that, okay, if we go to the menu and we go to this query user log, what we can see here are all the searches that were performed in the system by the users. In this case, it is not stored yet this last query because it takes some time. But for example, I can see some queries that I did before, and we have two options with that. The first one is load query parameters, that basically just go to this query menu and automatically loads these parameters, okay, as you can see here. So automatically loads everything, and well, that allows me to introduce new parameters or something like that. I mean, basically it's just to load the query and do more things with it. But there is another option that is just directly execute the query and view the results, where if I go here, I just get directly the results of executing this query. There are several other options, like for example here I can see the semantic concepts that are available in the dataset or in the platform. These are all the concepts that I can use in this case to make queries, and the RDF equivalent in the semantic PHI database or semantic PHI dataset, again with the semantic concepts about, for example, all the disease names or all the information that I have. And well, we have some other things like the users, for example, like we have here user profile, system parameters, user logins, and etc. And finally, one thing that I didn't mention in the query user log, what you can see is that, well, you have the queries, But one interesting thing is that we can see the SPARQL query that has been created to perform such a query, and this can be seen here in the view details. Okay, if I select here, I can see that this is the query that is created. In this case, the query doesn't contain the prefixes that are used, because these are automatically added when the query is executed. But well, it's quite interesting because I can see all the information that is generated, and well, it shows more or less the potential of this specific platform. So I hope that you enjoy the explanation, and if you have any query or information, you can just contact us in the details section, in the contact details section. Thank you.